Well, guys, we need to have another conversation about another transgender that has now committed murder. I looked up this morning and I found this story. I believe this just happened yesterday, where another transgender committed murder. He actually killed his neighbor. Now, this person, guys, that the police have now arrested, he's definitely a left-wing lunatic. No doubt about it. Because on his home, he had a bunch of left-wing slogans spray painted on his home. Now, the reason why he actually ended up killing his neighbor is because this guy has a serious problem actually spray painting graffiti. I mean, guys, I want my community to look pretty good. I don't want graffiti spray painted everywhere. So his neighbor, who had just walked his 6-year-old daughter to school, saw him in the act of spray painting, took a picture, and then a confrontation ensued. And the transgender shot the man, I believe, twice. Police respond, and they take the man to the hospital where unfortunately he died. They put out a manhunt for the killer. They ended up catching him. But folks, a lot of people now are starting to have the conversation now in light of what's actually happened in Minnesota, where another transgender shot up Christians in school. A lot of people are actually asking the question, what's going on with these drugs that they actually been given by doctors? I mean, guys, this happened like one day after what happened in Minnesota. And this actually happened in the sanctuary state of Massachusetts. Let's go ahead and get into this. Right over here, guys. Massachusetts trans activist arrested in fatal shooting of father after school drop-off just one day after Minneapolis trans massacre. Yeah, this is a scumbag right here. And as you guys can see right here, he has left-wing slogans on his home. BLM, Free Palestine. He has a Free Congo, GLM. He's painting this stuff on his home. Okay? Doesn't look very good, man. We actually trying to keep your community looking nice. Says here, police in Shrewsbury, Massachusetts say a man was killed Thursday morning after confronting another man over graffiti at a local park. It has since been discovered that the suspect in the shooting is a trans-identifying male who has a criminal record. Authorities responded to Jordan Park at 8:47 a.m. after a 911 caller said he was being attacked. Reports WCVB. During the call, the dispatcher heard gunfire in the background, said Shrewsbury Police Chief Kevin Anderson. Quote, while officers were responding, dispatch advised that they could actually hear shots on a 911 call. When officers arrived, they located the victim, provided medical attention, and that victim was transported to a local hospital where tragically he died of his injuries. Yeah, we don't know the name of the victim, but we do have the identity of the trans attacker. Now, he goes by the name Sasha Shakur, and his legal name is Chanel Ash Shavastava. Now, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correct, but his house is covered in left-wing slogans saying Free Palestine, Free Congo, BLM, GLM, and Gonta Gardens. Yeah. This is what we're dealing with, folks. Now, the media, because we got a local news clip here, guys, is not identifying the killer. I find that interesting right there. They're not identifying the killer. Now, maybe to be fair, at this time, they didn't know the identity, but I find it interesting, guys, that when it comes to these transgenders that commit murder, the media always tries to hide the fact that they're transgender. But let's go ahead and watch this news clip, guys. Here we go.
That's right, Maria. And, the victim's family is asking for privacy tonight. The suspect lived right around the corner in this house covered in graffiti. That shooting erupting at the pond down the street. A trail at Jordan Pond in Shrewsbury is now a crime scene. A father had walked that path this morning with his 6-year-old, dropped him off at the elementary school on the other side. And as that dad walked back home across this bridge, he'd have a fateful encounter that would turn fatal.
He saw a person on the bridge, apparently, with a can of spray paint, possibly tagging. He took a picture that started an altercation.
The 57-year-old victim called 911, and that's when police believe the suspect opened fire.
As the 911 call was being recorded, we heard gunshots.
Just heard gunshots, lost contact.
The incident sparking a massive manhunt through the neighborhood. As SWAT teams fanned out, residents were told to shelter in place.
It was kind of scary of seeing helicopters. I saw some drone flying around, a bunch of police officers and cars.
It was quite scary because we didn't know the guy was still at large.
Hours later, police zeroed in on a nearby home covered in graffiti. There, a man surrendered to police. The 26-year-old placed under arrest. Neighbors describe the man as a loner.
He thought maybe he just was keeping to himself, but wanted to broadcast how he felt about things, but never thought this would happen.
But other neighbors told us the suspect recently seemed increasingly agitated and appeared to be expressing himself with paint. At the suggestion of neighbors, we took a walk around the path that surrounds Jordan Pond, and we found the words repeatedly, Kelvin Coolidge Crip and the initials CC, and they say the graffiti has definitely escalated in recent days. That blue paint on the path leads right up to the bridge where the shooting happened. Investigators now trying to make sense of it all. Police have not released the name of the victim. They have also not named the suspect, but they do say he is known to police and he'll go before a judge tomorrow.
Yeah, you guys saw that right there. The police do know him because this man has a criminal record. Now over here, Andy No actually posts something right here. Now down here, he actually mentions that this is not the transgender's first run-in with law enforcement. In September 2022, Westboro police arrested him after a brutal, violent attack. Yeah. Wow. This man's a criminal. A criminal, folks. I mean, definitely he wasn't looking stable. Okay. Now over here, this is what we're dealing with here in Massachusetts, guys. Right here, he's already in this clip here identifying as a transgender. He's identifying as a woman. And check this out, folks. Let's play it.
So right now I want to talk about my experience as a trans woman going to the spa. I'm not going to mention the specific spa I'm at for safety reasons. They have been pretty accommodating. I wouldn't even say accommodating, I would say accepting of my gender identity. And I don't want that to change if I let the internet know where I've been able to be safe as a trans woman. Anyway, I have been to this spa before. The first time I was here, I was the only one here when I showed up, and the woman asked me, and I think I had my hoops in, but I probably had like around the same amount of facial hair I have now. I didn't have lip gloss or anything. I don't think I had lip gloss on that. But I'm pretty sure I had my hoops in, or I had earrings in. And I had some facial hair. And that first time, the woman asked me which locker room, what gender you identify with. And I said, I'm a woman. I identify as a woman. And then she took me to the female locker room. And that was the first time I had been in a female locker room. And it was so humanizing because it was set up to humanize.
Wow. Wow. So a woman let him into the female locker room. A man, just because he's wearing earrings. The man has a beard on his face. They allowed him access to the women's locker room, folks. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, man. I hope this scumbag goes away for the rest of his life. I really do. But Democrats are saying, even though these transgender people are actually killing people, saying, oh no, we're going to be a safe haven. We're going to be a sanctuary for transgenderism. What has happened, folks, to the Democratic Party? What has happened to them? This is probably another reason why, guys, they have lost over 2 million people. This scumbag, man, I hope he burns. I hope that he burns. Rest in peace. Thoughts and prayers to the victim's family. Yes, we should pray for the victim. Forget about what the left says. One of their own left-wing lunatics killed this person. Now a 6-year-old girl doesn't have a father anymore. Rest in peace. Thoughts and prayers. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And we'll catch you next time.